Good evening, everyone. I am Gyan Vardhan, professional data scientist, and we are here for the demo session of data science organized by DigiTroops. Okay, so let's start with our session. So our first topic is what is data science? So data science is a field who can answer the problems faced by the organization using 5 different pillars. And the pillars are versatile knowledge. What is mean? That mean actually. So the versatile knowledge means you have the knowledge of different domains, and also you have to keep updating yourself. The next point is scientific thinking. So to answer the problem statement, you have to think like a scientific, or you have to think like something new, like innovate something. So in order to answer your problem statement. Again, the third point is statistical methods. So you should have the knowledge of different statistical methods, functions, and algorithms. Okay. So the next point is computer re-engineering. So the computer engineering means you have to implement the statistical methods in the programming to answer the problem statement. Again, AI technology is almost the same, but in order to achieve some particular result, sometimes you have to implement some AI technology. So you should have the knowledge of AI technology as well. So this is the basic definition of data science. Okay, so let's go further. So our next topic is what actually a data scientist do. So data scientist just answer the WH questions which is faced by the organizations. So basically you can say any analytical questions or any analytical problems which is faced by the organization is specifically answered by the data scientist. So this is what a data scientist do. They just work as a problem solving agent for any particular organization in others way. Okay, so just suppose in current situation, COVID pandemic, most of the manufacturing companies dies or getting vulnerable. So in that case, data scientist comes in the picture and minimize their loss. So this is the way how a data scientist work. So the next point is what a data scientist do in terms of their approach. So you can relate these steps to the data science project as well. So the first step is brainstorm the right questions and acquire the domain knowledge. So sometimes you face or you have to present some extra knowledge to answer the problem statement. And also there is one more scenario when you don't have the domain knowledge to answer the problem statement. So in that case, you have to acquire the domain knowledge first. Then you have to go for the data problem statement. So this is the step one. Second step is gather data. Sometimes organization ask for give you the data, but sometimes they ask you to gather the data. So in that case, you have to collect the data. So in that, you have to do the web scraping. So moving forward, the third step is process and clean the data. So once you have the data, you have to process it and clean the data. But cleaning the data is most important part because the further analysis is also depending on that. So just suppose I'm giving an example. If the data belongs to a manufacturing company, so in that case, if our accuracy is only 80%, then our clients or the stakeholders are good with it. But just suppose our accuracy is 85 or even 90, but the data belongs to the healthcare sector. In that case, it didn't quite good, because in that case, the health factor of the human being is dependent on that. So we can't risk the human life of any human beings. So in that case, we have to deal with that. So mostly we deal with that, how to deal the missing values in that case. So for manufacturing data, we can remove it. we can go with that. But in case of healthcare sector, we can't do that. So in that case, we have to analyze the pattern and find out the value to impute the data or impute the missing data actually. So this is the process. The next one is integrate and store the data. So storing the data. So once you clean or process the data, then you have to store the data because the data is gold right now. So in that case, your organization or any other organization always need that data to research it further for any other purposes or different kind of research. So you have to store it, and this is a very easy process because you have to store the data in the servers. And okay, so going forward, after storing the data, you have the access of the data. So you have to begin your investigation and EDA analysis actually. So what the EDA analysis means? So you have to find out the PCA means the dependency factor, the variance factor, the skewedness of the data, the clustering of the data, how is that? So that is basically comes under EDA analysis. So you have to do that. This is the basic part of the investigation. The next point is select one or more potential models and algorithms. So just suppose sometimes to answer a problem statement, it's not enough for only one model to answer it properly. So in that case, you have to design multiple models and recognize multiple algorithms and functions to answer the problem statement correctly. So once you identify the problem statement or the scientific or the models or the algorithms, you have to implement it. So that is our next point. So once you implement the data, implement the model and get the proper result, you have to analyze it because sometimes we get the result, but it is not quite good enough to represent with our clients or stakeholders. You have to improve with the results. So in that case, we have to go back again, analyze the data and do some other research, then we improve the results. And the next point is, if we get the proper result and we are confident enough to share the results with our clients and stakeholders, then we go ahead with that. And after that, if there is some certain customization adjustment based on the feedback of our clients, then we have to do that. And we have to repeat the process again and again because we have a lot of data. Actually, we have big data to solve the problem. So we have to do this process again and again. So this is the workflow, how a data scientist work. And this is also a workflow, how a project work or project problem statement, solve a problem statement actually. So moving forward, why to be a data scientist or why to choose a career as a data science? So the point one is high in demand. It's very obvious because there are very less data science professionals in the market current right now. The next point is lot of openings. Obviously, there are very less data scientists or data analysts. So there is a lot of openings. So you have to jump in to choose this opportunity. Yes. So next point is handsome salary career. The salary career for the data science personnel or data science field is very good. Okay, you have earned a lot of money by becoming a data scientist or data analyst as well. Going forward, faster career growth. It's have a very faster career growth in data science. Next one is reliable and prestigious job. You can understand this. Versatile knowledge. I already explained this one, but I again explain. It means that you have knowledge of different domains, different sectors, and also you have to keep updating yourself on the daily basis. Again, next point is opportunity to work with big brands. So data scientist or the data science personnel has opening for SMEs as well as big brands. So there is a much more opportunity or chances to work with the big brands as well. Better scope in future. Correct. Next one is every business need data science. This is the best line for data science professionals actually, because right now in every sector like manufacturing, healthcare, pharma, or you can say sales, finance, anything. Every organization or every sector or every domain needs data science professional to groom itself, unless you are very vulnerable. The next point is, you also heard about Harvard Business School, and this line is announced by them that data science is the sexiest job for the 21st century. And I'm repeating it again, century, not the decade, because it's right now on boom. So you have to grab the opportunity as earliest as possible. So this is the part of data science. So now, how to do or how to become with the data science, or how to start career in data science. So now here we are to assist you. So I divided the data science basic map in 5 different topics. So I will go through that and I will explain that. So the first point is data. So in this part, we explain or deal with the data and also explain what are the data types and what are their subtypes. Next point is probability. So in this point, I will explain what is the probability, what is their types, and what is their subtypes. Again, what is the sampling? So I will again explain what is the sampling, what are the types, non-probability sampling, probability sampling, and their subtypes like quota sampling, cluster sampling, and stratified sampling, and different types of sampling as well. We go through each and every point. Next is distribution. There are different types of distribution like normal distribution, t-test, 20 test distribution, logarithmic distribution. So we understand each distribution one by one in our course. Next point is measurements. In this point, we have to again go back to the 1.1 because data types have 2 major categories, numerical and categorical, and the measurements also depend on the data type. So we have to understand which type of measurement applies on which type of data type. So we cover all these points in our first point, in first topic. After that, after completion of the first topic, we can go for the practice session with R programming and Python programming. Okay. The next point is correlation. So in the correlation, we learn what is the correlation, types of correlation, how to calculate it in R, in Python. Okay. So the next point is graphs. So in graphs, we will know how to plot different type of graphs and what are the data type and what are the graphs for them. Again, I am telling you that graphs are also based on the data types. Okay, so moving forward, the next point is MSA, measurement system analysis. So again, we have to deal with that as well, measurement system analysis. Next point is confidence interval. Again, we have to deal with that as well. So, but for confidence interval, I will explain one thing here. So just suppose I am giving you an example. Just suppose you have a problem statement and you have a pretty good result, but you are not confident that you share the result with the stakeholders. So in that case, you have to identify the parameters and their confidence intervals so that you include that attribute or that parameter in your model order. So this is the confidence interval. Next topic, again, after the completion of topic 2, second, we again go for the practice session with R and Python. Next topic is SPC, statistical process control. And this is majorly used in the manufacturing units where there are some predefined rules, like if the process go beyond that, we stop the process. If the process go down beyond, go below this point, we again stop the process. We also deal with that. This is a kind of supervised learning. This is a kind of unsupervised learning. Next is hypothesis testing. We also cover all the types of hypothesis testing in this. And again, after completion of this, we have the practice session with R and Python. Okay, so next topic is ANOVA. And this is the analysis of variance. Analysis of variance including one parameter, one attribute or multiple attribute. So this is the ANOVA, where we can analyze the variance of single parameter and multiple parameters. So once we analyze the parameters, then we go for the PCA, means principal component analysis. In this section, this is also called as reduction, dimension reduction. So in that case, we have to remove that parameters or attributes which has much more variance. So that process is comes under PCA. Okay, so we can also go through that. Next point is cluster analysis. You have to find the cluster, how they form and what are the characteristics. So according to that, we have to deal with that. Okay, so next part is our regression. So in our session, we are dealing only with the simple linear regression and multiple linear regression. Okay, so once our topic with regression completes, we are going to the hands-on practice with first with sample project and then with the real-time project with R programming and Python. So this is the blueprint of our curriculum, that what we are offering and how we are going to achieve it. So this is it. So any questions? Okay. Meanwhile, guys, this is our social presence. You can follow, and if you have any query regarding to training, you can write to us, training@dgtroops.com. So Aditya, over to you. Yeah.